Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, General, for your service and your willingness to step into this new role. Congratulations. I don't think you're going to have any trouble getting the job. You know, we've seen reports that the Houthi rebels in Yemen are firing missiles at UAE, at El Delfra. And there are some North Dakota airmen there. And these Zulfikar missiles that they're firing, of course, were designed and are built in Iran. And do you think the Houthis bought those missiles from Iran, or did Iran donate them to the cause?
Senator, I believe that Iran does fund the missiles that go into Houthi.
So do we consider these attacks on our airmen to be Houthi attacks or Iranian attacks? And either way, do they demand a response, do you think?
Senator, Iran funds the Houthis. The Houthis were firing at the UAE. I cannot say if they definitively were firing at American service members going forward. I'm not aware of the intelligence behind it.
All right. I want to spend just a minute, and by the way, I associate myself with several of my colleagues who've asked you about Afghanistan prioritizing. I appreciate Senator Tillis's request of a commitment to do everything we can to prioritize appropriately going forward, and thank you for all of that. So I want to focus just for a minute or two on military sales then to UAE. The Trump administration, as you know, agreed to sell the UAE some F-35s, but in May, the Biden administration reportedly put the sale on hold due to concerns about the UAE's relationship with China. And I know these things are complicated, and to be upfront, I'm more curious than I am committed to a position on this. So I really would like your views and your expertise. What are the benefits of selling UAE some F-35s in your view, if there are some? And then, of course, the opposite. What are the risks?
Senator, I believe the benefits are that you have a close partner that gets a very capable equipment that serves as an offset to Iran.
So what's the downside, and how can we mitigate any risks?
The downside is technology transfer that could be leaked. Can they safeguard the technologies, as the F-35 is an exquisite piece of military hardware? So
can we mitigate that somehow, that concern? I share the concern, by the way.
Senator, if confirmed, that would be an area that I would have to make an assessment on, but the State Department and others, as they look at this.
So maybe just elaborate a little bit, and you know, your answers are very concise and good. I appreciate that, but do countries like UAE and other countries like them, do they have many options for these kind of exquisite weapons systems, and particularly if the U.S. refuses to sell them?
Of the F-35, no, but there are other capabilities that I believe they have looked at in the region and from other partners.
Well, I appreciate, again, the efficiency of your answers. As I said, I'm curious. I'm trying to gain my own perspective based on a lot of other people's perspectives. But I have to say, on balance, I'm concerned that we're allowing this relationship with UAE and the opportunities that it presents to slip away if we don't ask more questions of people like you. And while I don't have a commitment, I certainly lean more toward trying to be the source of their exquisite weapon systems rather than somebody else, and hope we can mitigate. With that, I'll yield my last minute, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Thank you, General.